Et on est reparti. Hello Brad, let's see if Ryan can get in. It's his first Facebook Live, so if we can share the message it will be awesome and fantastic. I sent him the link. Let's see, give it time to connect. Thank you, Brad. When he's on. So we are waiting for Rion, the chiropractor of the US champion who won the championship, who won the World Cup and beat France and Spain. It's a drama, but it's okay. They got a chiropractor coming.
All right, made it work.
It's fantastic. So we have to be nice and good. So first, congratulations for beating France and Spain. It's hard for me to say this, but congratulations. Congratulations
Thank you.
for the World Cup and all the work done. I'm very glad we can connect and do this video. We try to connect during the World Cup, but work is work, and an opportunity like this, it's important. So you have no time to connect with nothing, only running and serving and adjusting. So you're from Los Angeles,
Yes.
Lucania, if I spell well.
La Cañada. I think maybe the canyon in Spanish.
La Cañada.
Yes.
La Cañada. Yeah. So your office is already great, big, but you find time to do better. So I want you to have some words on this. But first, what's chiropractic for you, or what's your journey as a chiropractor?
Yeah, great question. So chiropractic for me is just a lifestyle. This is why I love doing things like this, because meeting people, it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood. I've had chiropractic since I was a kid. Just turned 40 this year, so this goes back 35 plus years ago. My mom took me to a chiropractor, and I had wonderful results. And ever since then, that's been my main mode of care and of health, and that's what I've always seen as health. And it just happened to, through most of my life, it happened to coincide with sports, and specifically soccer. I've played soccer my whole life. So my journey, soccer and chiropractic, have always been bumping up against each other for my whole life. You know, so going back 35 plus years ago, it's just been kind of a destiny, I like to say. So it's a cool experience, yeah.
I love this one. Fantastic. Yeah. And how do you define your purpose as a chiropractor? What's your mission?
So defining my purpose, my mission is chiropractic, and I know it sounds cliche, but is to serve as many people as I can, and to spread the word of chiropractic, not just within my office, but within the community, and now within the world. Right? It's so cool to talk to you. You know, it's fun to talk to someone in France and being able to go there and share chiropractic. I mean, I love being in my office, and I love taking care of my patients and my family, and then to have the ability to serve that mission and serve that purpose on such a grand scale has been just unbelievable.
So you're doing quite nicely, very good, no, in your office already, no? You have done a lot of work, so you serve a lot your community. Your office is quite big, can we say?
We've been very fortunate, yes. So I have myself and another doctor, Dr. Michael Sebastien. He's part of a group that you and I are part of as well, called Level Up. And then we have a second office that we opened this year, and we have an associate doc as well too. So a lot of things going on this year.
Good. So you implement, you take associates to find freedom, no? It's the purpose of what Brad teach and what you find in the group. Bring an associate.
Absolutely.
And so let us, how do you connect with your Team USA?
It's a good question. Yes. So um, I think for me, I mean, going back to the journey when I started practice 15 years ago, um, I knew I wanted to work with athletes, and because I was an athlete, and it ended up at that same time that I started practice, my sister, she got pregnant, and she referred me to this doula, a midwife, who helps with natural birth. And I got connected with her, and all of a sudden I was getting, instead of athletes, tons of pregnant women. And so my practice became a family practice with pregnant women and children. And all that time I kept working in training rooms and locker rooms, working with high school teams with that same focus. But it was really nice to have the two, pregnancy, family, and athletes, because really with both of them, you're dealing with performance and you're not dealing with necessarily symptoms that are associated with negative things, right? A woman having a baby, that's something positive. An athlete trying to play better on the field, that's something positive. And so the intent and the outcome for both of them was really similar, even though it's two different populations. But about 5 years ago, I got a call from the LA Galaxy, a professional soccer team. And I had a friend that I went to chiropractic school who was working there, and he needed someone to fill in for him. And so on the drop of a hat, I said, I'll go. And I showed up at the game, and they asked me to come on full time. And about a year later, the head trainer for the U.S. women's national team came down, because they work in the same office, and said, hey, we need you to adjust. I need an adjustment. My neck's hurting me. I just did jiu-jitsu. I adjusted him, and I took advantage of that timing, and I said, hey, do you have a chiropractor for the women's, as I had his head in my hands, I said, do you have a
Before you say
chiropractor?
no, accept, sign up
Right.
the contract. Just that.
Right. And he said we don't, and so we exchanged numbers. And I said, next time you're in LA, give me a call. And sure enough, he called me, and I showed up, and that was right before the Canada World Cup 2015, which I wasn't able to go because I was new on the team, and it's a lot about just building rapport, especially with professional athletes. Um, and then I've just been working with them for the last almost 5 years, in camps, traveling with them domestically within the United States. And there was a moment there I didn't think I was going to go, because the head trainer who brought me on, he was fired. And that was my main relationship. And that was about
Yeah.
6 months before the World Cup. But the players really pulled for me. The players love chiropractic. All the coaches, the head coach, Jill, she loves chiropractic. And I was the only chiropractor. And so they really pulled for me. And I was fortunate enough to get the call to go to France.
Let me ask a question, because sometimes it's not clear where we are in front. You only adjust players, you don't have any magic trick. You don't have to do it. You only adjust a neck. You were signed in, and you just adjust bones, no? You just move.
Only chiropractic, and
Oh,
I do traditional chiropractic adjustment. So a
okay.
combination of diversified, whatever you want to call it, but setting bones, moving bones, stimulating the nervous system. We have a wonderful staff in the training room,
Yeah.
and they do everything else. They tape, they soft tissue, they do all of that. I come in and I just do chiropractic, only chiropractic, and that is so valuable. The adjustment, no one else in that room can do the adjustment. No one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some of my first patients when I go in the training room are the orthopedic surgeons and the physical therapists. Uh,
It's good. It was just important for me. You share this.
yeah.
Anything else than true chiropractic?
I think it's important for Brad too. Brad is a big yes.
Yeah, I think you just step in and say, yes, you're right, which is very important for me. I got the opportunity from a friend of it to adjust the Finland team too, and I don't need do regular adjustments when they stop in Paris.
Yeah.
Sadly, they lost the game against France, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
It
the same thing,
happens.
only. So very congrats on this. So did it cost you a lot of effort to get there? Lots, it's work and dedication, 15 years of work on adjusting and being there. Um, I think I want you to just to share to people your journey as a chiropractor, no? How you
Yeah,
get there.
I think the important thing is I didn't jump right into this opportunity to work with the national team and the Galaxy. It's it's something that evolved, but for me, I knew I needed to get in training rooms and locker rooms. And so when I was first into practice, I just started donating my time at local high schools to be their chiropractor. And I knew that if I could get comfortable doing my art and doing my task in a training room and in a locker room, that I would be able to do that on a bigger scale. And so for me, it was just about doing it first locally, small, in that atmosphere. And so when I got that call to be the come in for the Galaxy, I was very comfortable working in a training room. Initially it wasn't, it was just time, and then it started becoming okay. I had to be away from family, I had to away from my wife, my children, and so that's where some of that sacrifice came. Uh, but it's just putting yourself in that right spot physically, but also mentally, over and over and over again.
Okay. It's good. It's important people know how you work like hell to get the result. It's simple, but it require a lot of works, no?
It does. It's not, you're not gonna, I mean, you'll be very lucky if you can call I mean, I know in Europe there's a lot of local teams, especially with football or soccer. There's a lot of local teams there, and that opportunity might be there, but sometimes it's just a matter of calling up and seeing if they have a chiropractor, or working with the B team or the team right below, and just donating your time and getting comfortable. Because one of the things I believe in is that the only money isn't the only thing that's valuable, right? So you may not get paid initially by monetarily, but by going in there, you'll be gaining experience. And for me, that holds a lot of value that will eventually lead to money if that's your thing. It's important, but don't base those first steps on how much am I earning, how much am I making. I've been very fortunate to have the monetary success in the office, and that's kind of my foundation, is creating that in the office, and then that allowed me then to go out and do these other things where I could get more life value.
Fantastic. I think you drop a lot of knowledge on, as Brad say, a lot of gold and nuggets on this video. I assume you need time with your family, reconnect, and do your work for your office. Any specific message you want to drop before finishing?
What's that? Any what?
Any last message you want to share before finishing?
I think the important thing is just to continue to just visualize and mentally focus on what your dreams are, and know that if you're a chiropractor, I think there's a lot of chiropractors, is chiropractic can take you anywhere. It can, and that was my biggest thing for doing this, was I love the fact that I was able to do it. But now hopefully I've expanded the vision for other chiropractors out there of what we can do and what people need for the profession. And so dream bigger than what you normally do, dream and continue to create that, and that will come true. So I think that's my biggest message, is just continue to visualize what you want. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for this message, your passion, and just breaking like what we call running the 100 meters in less than 10 seconds. No, you're maybe in the first one. I hope we'll have a fight, Spain between USA with two chiropractors, and we can laugh about it.
I would love that.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I let you get back to your family or your office. It's a pleasure. And thank you for this. And thank you for everyone who follow and takes the time to just jump on the video and let us time to connect and make this happen. Thank you very, very much, Rion.
Sebastien, thank you.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Let's connect again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.